build roads, homes and cities across Kenya. But while quarry operators continue to extract millions worth of construction materials, many residents say they are paying a heavy price. They accuse authorities of failing to protect their environment, their farms and ultimately their livelihoods. Dust clouds, abandoned quarry pits and shrinking agricultural land have become part of everyday life, raising serious questions about environmental compliance and regulatory enforcement. Willie Dennis Njiru now takes us to Nakuru County, where communities are demanding accountability over what they describe as wealth built on their suffering.
Maai Mahiu has become one of Kenya's major source of quarry stone and construction materials. For more than a decade, the area has attracted over 50 investors seeking to meet the country's growing demand for building materials. But beneath this booming industry lies growing frustration among residents who say environmental protection has failed to keep pace with commercial interest. Many accuse both the National Environment Management Authority (NEMA) and the Nakuru County government of failing to adequately enforce environmental regulations and zoning laws.
If you allow hii iendelee hivyo mpaka na huku chini, hii mtu akipata pesa yake milioni 2 anakuja ananunua shamba, anafukuza hawa, hata tutakuwa na community hapa. Mkiangalia huko tumepitia, hakuendeki hata huwa namna gani. Hakuna investor yote yako na haja na sisi hata kidogo. Mashimo yote wamemaliza, ingine imejaa maji, mtu akimaliza yake anahama anaenda.
The Environmental Management and Coordination Act gives NEMA the legal responsibility to regulate environmental protection across the country. Among its statutory duties being reviewing environmental impact assessments, issuing licenses, conducting environmental audits, monitoring compliance, and taking enforcement action against projects that violate environmental standards. These include issuing improvement notices, restoration orders, suspending operations, or prosecuting offenders where necessary. Residents argue that these powers have not exercised effectively in Maai Mahiu.
Every investor who comes here, for him or her to be welcomed in our community, you must show us your documents. Because what we've realized is that these investors actually, or some of them even operate without licenses.
And if it happens and we come to know, definitely they'll be stopped. Their license will be cancelled.
While mining has created employment opportunities and supplied vital construction materials, locals say the rapid expansion has come at the expense of farming communities. They claim the area initially designed for agriculture are increasingly being targeted for quarrying, threatening food production and family incomes.
Kama mimi mwanzo hata hawa community wanajua, nilipoteza zaidi ya mifugo 80 baada ya siku 3. Siku 3 ikakufa yote. Kwa hivyo tuna ushungu wakati tunaambia investor hatutaki shamba hapa, na yeye anakuja kwa kifua.
Kuna wengine walichimba wakawacha mashimo, ingine imejaa maji, na ni tisho kwa wana community wetu na hata mifugo wetu.
One of the latest disputes centers around a proposed quarry on a 10-acre piece of land. Residents oppose the project, arguing that the land falls within a farming zone and that mining activities would permanently damage their livelihoods. They mobilized to stop preliminary works, insisting the legal procedures had not been fully followed before the project commenced.
Haku inquire kutoka kwa community sababiwe ni wapi kunafaa kuchimbwa, ama hapa nataka kuinvest, ninaweza fanya nini, nataka kununua hii shamba. Hakuuliza haya maswali. Yeye alikuja kivyake na broker wake, wakanunua shamba, akauziwa shamba au wakaenda zao. Sasa sisi tunakataa, tunasema quarry haichimbwi hapa.
The dispute reignited questions over public participation. Kenya environmental laws require communities likely to be affected by development projects to be consulted before approval is granted. Residents insist consultation either came too late or failed to adequately capture their concerns.
Vile tulinunua tukapeleka watu ya change of use akakubali. After then NEMA amekubali. Sasa ile tunaanza kufanya kazi hapa, watu wote wamekuja kufanya andamano hapa, na sisi hatujui shida imetokea wapi. Sasa hii mimi ni investor, nimeweka pesa yangu yote hapa, siwezi nunua pesa nini about 11 to 12 million land na tulime hapa mahindi. Naelewa sasa mimi nimenunua sababu ya quarry.
If somebody would wish to do quarrying, they are supposed to undertake an environmental impact assessment. And when you do that, then you must prove that you are the owner of the land, so that we don't allow quarrying on land that you don't own.
According to NEMA's Directorate of Enforcement, every quarry project must undergo an environmental impact assessment before operations begin. The assessment evaluates possible impact on air quality, water resources, vegetation, biodiversity, and surrounding communities before determining whether a license should be issued.
There is a critical component called public participation, and it must be adequate. So there is no development that is approved without public participation. And so that happens across the board, everywhere. And if even after, if NEMA approves a license and the people are still not happy, they can still challenge the license in court.
Public participation entails disclosing all information and all documents. And without that, this community will not allow any investor to come here.
Obtaining an environmental impact assessment (EIA) license is only the beginning. NEMA is also mandated to conduct regular inspections, monitor compliance with license conditions, and ensure operations implement mitigation measures that include dust suspension systems, proper waste management, noise control, and protection of nearby ecosystems.
Mbeleni wakikuja tulikuwa tunafikiria labda ni kitu inaweza tusaidia kama community wa hapa, lakini baadaye tukakuja kujua ni shida tupu, sababu watu wetu wameathirika sana, mifugo sababu ya vumbi. Utuharibie sasa makazi yetu, tutaenda sisi wapi? Maana wewe ukilima shamba yako pale, utatoka hapa utaenda Nairobi. Mimi nikikaa hapa na niko na watoto wadogo, sina mahali pengine pa kwenda, na ndio hiyo fumbi.
Kulala kwa kitanda yenyewe hatuna amani. Lazima uchukue blanketi yako kwanza ufanye hivi ndio ulale, na hata ukilala unasikia tu unapumua hiyo vumbi.
Once quarrying activities end, operators are expected to rehabilitate exhausted sites by backfilling excavated pits, stabilizing slopes, replacing topsoil, and replanting vegetation. Residents say that while a handful of companies comply, many abandoned quarry sites remain exposed, leaving dangerous pits and permanently altered landscapes.
Mtu akwambia niko na hii sasa na niko na hii, lakini the damage they are doing to our community is bad than hata sijui nini, how we can explain it. Whether they are doing to us is bad. Hakuna heshima, hakuna hiyo uingiano inakuwaga ati investor amekuja. If this one was done in 2018, now the commission is done until now. So sasa, how do we expect to trust who ambaye anatengeza?
The issue of the negative impacts ambazo mnasema hapa, hizo ni issues ambazo they can be mitigated against, because the entire place has quarries.
For families living next to the quarries, the environmental impact extends beyond the visible scars on the landscape, persistent dust on crops, reduced agriculture productivity, and affecting livestock, with open excavation pits becoming safety hazards.
This community can bear me witness that our kids commute from here to Karema. Down this valley, there are hyenas. We have to escort our kids in the morning as go to school. Yet we have a public land here. These investors, we cannot have an administration that protects the investors at the plight of this community.
If they have objected, then it means it's not licensed. And objecting with environmentally related reasons.
The concerns now raise broader questions about environmental governance. Has the regulatory oversights kept pace with rapid growth of quarry activities? Have environmental audits been conducted consistently? Are license conditions being enforced? And where violation occurs, have the necessary enforcement measures been taken? The question that the residents believe deserves clear answers.
Let NEMA know that you are suffering, that somebody, the Constitution gives Kenyans a right to a clean and healthy environment. Meaning that if somebody violates that right, you are supposed to complain and we will take appropriate action.
For the longest of time, Maai Mahiu residents have had to endure dusty environments as such. They say their clarion call to relevant authorities have heeded no fruit, as and until when, no one knows. Reporting for TV47 from Maai Mahiu quarries in Naivasha, Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njeru.